All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving into 5 major developments that absolutely prove AI is way past the novelty chatbot phase. I mean, it is a massive force actively reshaping our physical reality right now, from the factory floor all the way to the global threat landscape. So let's just jump right in. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to track AI's journey through scaling humanoid robots, its impact in the ER, modernizing clinical trials, building an AI-first military, and finally, we'll take a sobering look at the AI cybercrime surge.
Starting with development number 1, scaling up humanoid robots, specifically looking at Figure AI's massive manufacturing ramp-up.
Check out this staggering number, 24x. Over just the last 120 days, Figure AI has ramped up its manufacturing output 24 times over. They've literally gone from producing one single humanoid robot a day to one every single hour. In the robotics world, that is an absolute paradigm shift. It's moving at the speed of consumer electronics. And they are pulling this off at their highly vertically integrated BATQ factory, where they are on track to pump out 55 robots a week. We're talking about the Figure 03 robot here, which uses a flexible vision language action system. So instead of relying on super strict, pre-programmed code, it interprets tasks naturally. Plus, they've already produced over 9,000 actuators, which are basically the robot's muscles, to make this massive scale a reality.
So why does this matter? Well, as this idea highlights, Figure is building the actual foundation for scaling. This shifts the entire conversation from what humanoid robots might theoretically do someday in the future to what they are actually being manufactured to do right now, today. And remember, more robots out in the world means more data, and more data means incredibly faster learning.
Moving on to our second story, AI in the ER. Specifically, a fascinating Harvard study on AI outperforming human doctors.
A recent Harvard-led study out of a Boston hospital pitted OpenAI's new O1 preview model directly against expert human physicians. They looked at 76 live clinical cases, evaluating everything from initial ER triage all the way to complex management reasoning. And get this, blind reviewers found that the AI matched or actually exceeded expert human performance at every single stage. It even beat out doctors who were allowed to use conventional search tools. No way, right?
But, let's ground this a bit. As Arjun Manrai, the study's senior co-author, points out, AI isn't here to replace doctors. It's stepping in as this incredibly powerful second opinion and a passive error checker for those notoriously messy electronic health records. Ultimately, when we're talking about life or death decisions, that human connection, it remains completely irreplaceable.
Sticking with healthcare for story number 3, real-time clinical trials, focusing on the FDA's push to modernize drug development.
It really begs the question, why do clinical trials take so agonizingly long? Well, for 60 years, they've operated in these disconnected, discrete phases. Data gets manually reported, then analyzed, then submitted phase by phase. This creates massive lag times, which unnecessarily delays life-saving therapies from actually reaching the public.
To finally fix this bottleneck, the FDA is launching a groundbreaking pilot program. By bringing in AI and data science, they can now stream trial data directly to the agency in real time. This means scientists can monitor safety signals continuously as the trial happens, rather than sitting around for years waiting for a final report. It's a real game changer.
And the real-world impact is happening right now. Major pharmaceutical players like AstraZeneca and Amgen are already successfully initiating these real-time proof-of-concept trials for cancer treatments. By eliminating that massive waiting game between phases, we can get crucial, life-saving drugs to the patients who need them drastically faster.
All right, for our fourth development, we shift gears over to national security. Building an AI-first military, looking at the Pentagon's classified network deals with big tech. Just look at the sheer concentration of tech power involved here. The Defense Department recently inked agreements with industry giants, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, OpenAI, NVIDIA, and SpaceX. These partnerships actually allow these companies to deploy their AI systems right inside the military's most highly classified environments. We're talking impact levels 6 and 7, to dramatically improve decision-making on the battlefield. And the scale of this integration is already massive. Over 1.3 million Defense Department personnel have already logged on to the military's official GenAI.mil platform. In just 5 months, they've generated tens of millions of prompts. They are cutting tasks that used to take months down to mere days.
Now, impartially speaking, this push hasn't been without its friction. For instance, the Pentagon recently blacklisted the AI lab Anthropic because the company asked for guarantees that its tech wouldn't be used for mass domestic surveillance or fully autonomous weapons. We've also seen internal protests from hundreds of Google employees over the use of AI on classified data. It really highlights the profound ethical and legal debates happening right now between tech developers and defense agencies.
Finally, our fifth story, the AI cybercrime surge, which gives us a sobering look at FortiGuard Labs' 2026 Global Threat Landscape Report.
The availability of AI crime service kits on the dark web, tools with names like Brute Force AI and Worm GPT, has caused cybercrime to absolutely explode. We are looking at a 389% year-over-year increase in ransomware victims globally. The barrier to entry for cybercriminals hasn't just dropped, it has completely plummeted.
And because AI speeds up everything from initial reconnaissance to actual weaponization, we're seeing a critical structural change. The time to exploit window, which is the time defenders have to patch a vulnerability before someone attacks it, has collapsed. It went from almost 5 days down to just 24 to 48 hours. In some cases, exploitation attempts are happening within minutes of a vulnerability being disclosed.
The main takeaway here is that cybercriminals are working smarter, not harder. They're using AI shadow agents to execute these highly efficient attacks. Curiously, there was actually a 22% decrease in brute force password guessing. Why? Because the attacks are so targeted and intelligent now, they don't need to guess as much. There's been a massive shift towards stealing comprehensive data sets via stealer logs, which essentially package your identity with your browser data for immediate, devastating use.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this provocative question. We've seen today how AI is rapidly scaling incredible capabilities, from churning out robots every hour to diagnosing complex ER cases. But as those capabilities grow, so does the sophistication of the threats against us. Are we truly prepared for this new reality? Take a moment to think about what this means for your data and the future we are actively building. Thanks so much for joining me.